for this issue, especially for management, we're hiring more nurses, which are great. They're less experienced, and in times of higher demands for us and what we have to do, it's hard to have a nurse to explain things to and bring in when we're technically having to do twice the work. We're having to help them do their job, do our job, and then sometimes pick up the slack from what is happening. Nurses, we also need to take personal responsibility to speak up. No one's going to speak up for us except for us. We can't sit there, and I hear a lot, people complaining under their breath or to each other. That's not going to change anything. We have to speak up for ourselves. Use a team approach. So we have to, and it says, we have to include positions from human resources, all the way up from human resources, all the way down to our ancillary staff. This is a culture of our department. This is just not a one facet aspect of something. So I got some feedback as far as what we could do. I did hear something about Nurses Night Out, where we can kind of interact with different type of people and get some interaction with our staff members, or recruiting events where we can kind of mingle and just have a de-stressing time. We always come to work and we're always stressed out and we're always together. Let's go and do something that's part of our department, still, productive and still getting done. Other stuff and we've done this, we've tried to implement this a little bit. We talked to the PICU about this, offering self-scheduling. So for those people who are interested, it's not something that everybody's interested in. That's fine. So instead of just saying, hey, offer self-scheduling, you're going to take whatever's left over, I honestly think a recommendation that I'm going to input is based on how long you've been here. So if you've been here for 10 years, you have that a little bit more leeway of being like, hey, we're going to do, the people who've been here for 10 years, they're going to self-schedule first. People who've been here 5 years to 2 years, they'll schedule next. And the new hires, they'll have to gain that as they continue to be with us. Or doing flex scheduling, where we do 3-hour shifts and then a 12-hour shift for those who want to do it. Some people actually like that. And these are some things that we've already talked about. Displaying staff appreciation for those who go above and beyond. I would like a piece of candy saying, hey, I noticed you did a great job and you went out of your way, not just one time, maybe a couple times. I've gotten people who come up to me and say, hey, I noticed you did really good. Okay, a piece of candy, that'd be great. Or thank you, that'd be great. Or a little card for the cafeteria. Everybody loves one of those. Something simple. This one, I just want to really put some focus right here. Offer staff uninterrupted rest breaks during their shifts. Can I get 30 minutes just to myself without that phone ringing? They know we're on break. We can't actually turn our phones off. If they need us, they need us. I mean, I've gone on break in the past week and I've been interrupted 3 times. We don't get that 15 minute. We just don't have the staffing for that.
Right.
This is another issue.
Right. You offer it, but you don't give it.
Right. Exactly. And then this recommendation is basically saying when patients, we do it sometimes in pre-shift. Oh, the patient wrote this nice little blob. Oh, hey, this person was great. But I'm pretty sure they don't pick every single one. What if we had like a board along the way where we had, just like little, every weekly, just put it up, take it down. I mean, it just seeing your name on a board, seeing that you're appreciated really makes a difference. So in evaluation of this project, basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to see, hey, how successful was this project? Are we having higher patient satisfaction, staff satisfaction? Throwing out some more surveys and questionnaires saying, hey, we've been doing this for however long, maybe a month or 2. How do you guys feel now? Do you feel less fatigued? Do you have any suggestions, any improvements, things like that? And in the case of a negative feedback that was to come along, it's fine. We can make those adjustments and then just throw it back out there once we made our improvements. This is just a timeline of what I am anticipating to do. So I started this on October 28th. I'm anticipating that it's gonna be out by yesterday and today. Because I'm throwing it out there now. We're getting started. We're gonna get the ball rolling. That's pretty much what this is, just kind of like a visual timeline of what I'm aiming for. Some more expected outcomes of this project. So post-pilot, just running this through, really seeing a feedback from you guys saying, hey, you know what, I really do feel less fatigue. I really feel like I'm getting those breaks I need, and I'm really feeling like I'm able to talk to management, or it's a type of clinical resource that we're gonna hopefully get thrown into the system of, like, they have chaplains. Patients have chaplains. I know I need a little somebody to talk to every now and then, you know? So we're going to have some clinical options for us, for clinical staff, for that as well. Do you guys have any questions or concerns right now? I'm just going to kind of wrap up, which is just basically saying, hey, what I've gone over. Do you have any questions thus far? No? Okay. I'm just going to go ahead and go to the conclusion, and then I'll get to questions again at the end.
Okay.
So the conclusion is this: process improvement. We've got our process, it needs improving. This is what we need to do. We need to grow, we need to develop something, we need to create a method, plan it, implement it, analyze how we've done it, and then go with it or readjust. So this is definitely, fatigue is definitely causing an issue in many different aspects of nursing. It's triggers, there's a plethora. I mean, I could sit here and we could talk about individuals or general, it could go on forever. And again, despite all this research that we haven't really done much about it. So I like my minion. He's very fatigued. This poor guy is very fatigued. So again, we're having to deal with issues of confusion, low reaction times, or medical errors. I mean, we're getting ONS or nasty emails or things like that, but they're not asking why. And if they are asking why, they're not getting the big picture. We have 5 patients to deal with. Techs have a whole pod to deal with. Nurses don't have help. Techs don't have help. We're supposed to be there for each other. We don't have that. We don't have that support, like you said. So what can we do about that? You know what I mean? They don't want to hire new people. And if they do hire new people, it's not somebody that we can really like kind of lean on their shoulder or like look to them right away. When we need that kind of, hey, come on, jump in, let's do this. We can't get that.
Right.
And again, with this understaffing, that I can't say enough. So that's pretty much the end of my presentation. This is just the references. What are y'all's ideas as far as fatigue? What areas do you guys feel fatigued in? I know the understaffing thing is an issue. I get
Right.
that.
Understaffing has been an issue for some time, and it's hard for us to get a word in edgewise as in regards to how bad we are understaffed, because the people that are staffing us don't understand because they're not there.
Right.
They don't experience what we experience.
So I think that group that I was talking about, as far as, and it'll be nurses, it'll be techs, it'll be a multidisciplinary team that actually focus on, hey, tell me what is bothering you guys. Tell me what is working well. Tell me what needs to be fixed. What are some suggestions? What would work well for you? Not everybody's going to come forth. Not everybody feels comfortable. That's fine. But for those who do, and for those who do hear our coworkers in distress or confused or angry about something, you can be the voices. You can be the voice for your disciplinary team. So feel free. If you guys think of anything, I am working on this project continuously. Feel free to tell me anything. If you have any questions later on, feel free to email them to me or just pull me aside and talk to me.
Sure.
Thank you.
You're welcome.